Alright, so the comment right before this said, God chose to give us free will. Followed by this comment, therefore evil will always exist. Or it's probably up here somewhere. Here's the problem with that, right? This is kind of the way I was thinking. For some time, and telling the whole story is complex of how I came to encounter and apprehend partly, just a teeny bit, God. But I think we're missing some of the picture for sure, and it leaves me doubtful, skeptical, at worst bitter, angry, resentful, and paranoid that something isn't right. Here's the thing that absolutely shatters and blows that out of the water as an acceptable moral argument. Not saying anyone purporting it is immoral. As I said, I used to do it, and I don't think it makes you a monster by any means. But prior to being confronted with pretty convincing evidence for some kind of God, I figured if we're in an atheistic world, that's pretty bad. Because we are conscious, even if we're just, it's a illusory consciousness from emergence, and there's no soul. We're still perceiving beings. We suffer, we get hurt, we die, we experience existential, social, emotional, mental grief and pain, and that's not good. And it would be better if there was a benevolent God, which atheism says there isn't. So I thought, okay, here's what we need to do. We need to do an engineering project in order to build God and introduce him into the network of reality and imbue all of existence, the fundamental space-time fabric, with consciousness, benevolent consciousness, all-powerful, all-loving, and achieve empirical, scientific afterlife or heaven, and bring heaven on earth and achieve all kinds of unforeseeable means, because we're not intelligent enough to understand that yet. And if we don't do that, we won't be for a long time or never will. There's a big, gaping problem in this. I, as a limited, mortal, ignorant human, a member of a species that could be summarized as violent, intelligent, territorial, aggressive primates, or apes, I should not be able to create an argument or a workaround for this that God could not. But here it is. If you were to do an engineering project and become God, all you'd need to do is create a simulated world where, let's say, demons or psychopaths would exist, and they'd be alive, and they'd have their own free will. And they could torment their victims. But their victims are just facsimiles. They're just empty, emotionless robots that are inanimate extensions of God itself, but are not conscious and not perceiving the sadism being inflicted on them. Effectively achieving ultimate morality by removing the victim, entertaining the free will of the evil, but quarantining it off away from all that's innocent and good, and not allowing it to perpetuate. This is why I can't accept things and think there may be a demiurge.